This video comes from a whole lot of comments that I've gotten on past videos that have to do with the government regulations, which are all coming from more so this whole dynamic that occurred with the GameStop short squeeze, and then you had Robinhood do restrictions and other brokers, and then you had politicians coming out and basically bashing Robinhood and all this, which made me create some videos about, wait a second, politicians, that's a little hypocritical on your part. And like I said, I've done those videos, but within those videos, and it's more than valid, it's accurate. So it's not even really an opinion. It's a fact of the matter is that, big money controls politicians. Big money is doing this, they're manipulating, and they're able to manipulate because they have politicians in their pocket. And it just goes back to lobbying, right? That's what happens in Washington, D.C. You have lobbyists. You have people that are using money to influence politicians. And this is something where I hope there, in theory, in my mind at least, there shouldn't be any fights that break out in the comment section, because no matter where you're at on the political spectrum, as far as I can see, everybody is like, no, lobbying is a joke. Lobbying is, there's a reason why politicians enter Washington, D.C. with a net worth much less than what they leave Washington, D.C. with. So I think we can all agree that lobbying is no good. Lobbying is a massive problem within the government, within the political realm, sphere. Like I said, and it doesn't matter who you support, I think we can all agree that is a massive issue. So just because I like to think things through, and there's a lot of you as viewers that give good constructive thoughts. I mean, we might not always agree, but at least it's constructive. It's not, Clay, you're stupid. It's like, okay, well, that was really intelligent. That's really a good way to make a conversation. But I just want to throw this out here. And again, if you can let me know your thoughts below, agree, disagree, that's totally fine. But like I said, I think these are good conversations to have. I think these are things that the general population should just think through and consider. I'm not saying agree with, but at least consider, because that's what's going to actually make progress in, this crazy, crazy world we're living. But let's just break down this whole idea of lobbying, right? Lobbyists. And the question becomes, okay, well, let's just go step by step. Why, what are lobbyists doing? Well, lobbyists you have here, and, they're the people with all the money, right? And lobbyists are going to go and who do they talk to, right? They talk to this group of people up here. And who are these people? Well, these people are the politicians, right? So nothing complicated here, right? People with the money go and talk to them, influence them, try to get them to put certain things into place. And, they're a problem, right? I mean, now you can always argue, well, if you have a certain set of beliefs, then you probably don't mind those lobbyists that are arguing for that set of beliefs. But that's a two-sided coin, right? That's a double-edged sword, because there's other beliefs that you don't agree with, but there's also people out there lobbying for that. So then it boils down to, well, who's got the bigger money? And it just becomes a big game of money, right? Money in politics. Nothing new here. So the question now becomes, all right, well, yes, that's what lobbyists are doing. They're taking money. They're trying to influence politicians. But why? And this is where we can start to, I think, fix things. In my mind, it makes sense. But why are they doing that? Well, because politicians have this power, right? Politicians have power to, do a whole lot of stuff. This is not rocket science in my hand. I'm not trying to come across like I'm some sort of political genius, but they have the power. So because the people with the money are smart, if they want things in their favor, if they want decisions made that will help them, where are they going to go? Well, they're going to go to where the power is, which happens to be the politicians. But what if we did this? What if we instead said, you know what? Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. What if we made less government? Less government. Got government out of the way. Got government out of our lives. Or in other words, took power away from the government and dropped power to this. Us. Right? To the people. Like, you know what? Let's do less government which therefore, by definition, decreases the power that politicians have. And because we have less government, that means that the power goes to the people. Now, what is that going to do? Well, that's not going to stop the lobbyists, but it's going to have to make them direct their attention elsewhere. And where are the lobbyists now going to direct their attention to? Well, they're going to go right to us, which I think that's good. That's how a market's supposed to work. You want me to think, you want me to behave, you want me to do something with my money that I've earned? Okay, convince me. So, okay, well, they're going to have to go. And now, of course, I'm not saying they're going to knock on my door and be like, hey, Clay. No, they're going to do this through, well, the good old-fashioned way. They're going to have to offer good products, good services. They're going to have to make reasons. They're going to have to make valid points on why things should be. They're going to have to earn your business. They're going to have to earn your trust. They're going to have to convince you by, again, product services to behave a certain way. Why? Well, because you have the power. They can't just go to the power of politicians and be like, hey, put this regulation in place, and then that's just going to benefit us. So it doesn't really matter what the people think, because they're going to have to use our product. They're going to have to do this. They're going to have to do that because, well, you're going to make them do it through the regulation. But you get that stuff out of the way, and you make them have to earn it the old-fashioned way of, hey, I want you to behave this way, but I can't just put a regulation on you. So you know what? I'm going to have to actually earn your trust. I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to provide value to you in some way that's going to get you to behave in the way that I want you to behave. So, I mean, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm overlooking something, but to me, if you want to fix lobbying, if you want to fix money in the government, well, you got to address why are they even going to the government in the first place? Because the government has all the power. But if you take away the power, if you shrink the government, if you get the government out of the way, they're going to have a whole lot less power. And when you have less power, well, then these people are not idiots. They're going to go to where the power is. And if it's us, perfect. Make them do it the old-fashioned way to get us to behave, to believe, whatever, however they want us to behave. So like I said, let me know about your comments to me. I think that's a good fix to government. I think that's a very, very big step in the right direction to fix this whole lobbying problem. And like I said, whether you agree or disagree, let me know down below. For full disclosure's sake, this will be a video where I have a business to run, I have trading to do, I have a family. As much as I would love to probably get in some good political, theoretical debates in the comment section, I just don't have the time to do that. So no matter what you reply, I am just gonna reply with thanks for watching, thanks for the thoughts, something in that vein. But I unfortunately, just for me to be able to continue on with what I take pride in doing, that is reading and replying to all comments. I will read the replies, yes, but I can't sit there and start to go down some sort of rabbit hole with you. As much as I truly would, I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day, and no offense to you, but I'd rather spend my time with my kids rather than arguing with a random stranger on YouTube. No matter how constructive it may be, it's just, you got to kind of pick and choose your battles. But like I said, I still do want to know your thoughts, so please leave those down below. Like I said, constructive criticism, am I missing something here? But like I said, the premise is simple. Lobbyists exist because they want to make certain things possible. And in order to make those things possible, they have to go to where the power is. Where's the power? The government. But if you reduce the government, if you take power away from the government and give it back to the people, well, then now they have to go to the people and, as I said, do it the old-fashioned way. So those are my thoughts. Let me know down below. And thanks for at least just hearing me out. But I'm curious to hear and think, or just curious to see what you think about this down in the comment section. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.